So welcome back. We're doing our part 2 of our do-it-yourself patient advocacy, and we're going to be going over the points to discuss with the members of Public Safety Committee who will perhaps vote this out of committee on April 16th to the floor for the Assembly for a vote. And we're hoping that they don't do that. We are going for a kill at committee level. And I wanted to go over some talking points with everyone. And I think the first and the most clear is Colorado is not the model for California. Colorado is a for-profit model that failed its audit. So that is really clear that it's not the path for patient advocacy. It also made medicine not more affordable, but less affordable and of a lesser quality with less variety. Our second point is we do not want cannabis umbrellaed under the Alcohol Beverage Commission. We want it under the California Department of Public Health. ABC, the Alcoholic Beverage Commission, has no experience with providing assistance to nonprofit healthcare models. We want this to be a nonprofit healthcare model. We want medicine to be accessible. We want our small collectives on the map and legal. We want to uphold SB 420 so that we can collectively cultivate for each other. And we want protections for our growers and caregivers. ABC is a division that deals with alcohol, and we know that cannabis is far more safer and far more non-toxic than alcohol beverages are. Third, patients were not part of the process, and this is very sad. We are in San Francisco right now recording this, and Tom Amiano is our assembly member. Several of us have been part of committees and commissions regarding health and patients' rights, and we're not consulted by our very own assembly member. And that's not to say that Tom Amiano hasn't done great things for human rights. He has, but in medical cannabis, he is only listening to the 1% of a very wealthy industry and has thrown patients under the bus. Something that concerned us greatly and came from our friend Terry Colorado, who's actually based in Sacramento, is on March 19th, this bill was amended to make it non-pursuant to Prop 215. So for patients who are just entering activism and don't understand all the mumbo-jumbo, non-pursuant basically means not in line, not underneath Prop 215. Prop 215 was the door opener for our now 19 states that have medical cannabis. And Prop 215 was put in place by the will of the voters. Now the union headed by Dan Rush says that Prop 215 isn't doing anything for the industry. Well, it's doing a lot to protect patients from arrest. It's doing a lot to protect merchants from arrest. And I think it's unconstitutional. I don't think that an assembly bill can derail the will of the voters. And then our very last point I'm going to come over here for, and that is something that's completely urgent to all patient advocates across the state of California. And that is we have bans in 270 cities in the state of California. So like alcohol prohibition, we have dry cities. A patient's access should not depend upon their zip code. Currently, right now, we have hero Lonnie Swarlow from the Riverside Collective at the state Supreme Court level, and we're expecting a judgment from our state Supreme Court any day now that's going to illustrate whether it's legal for these cities to ban the dispensaries, and we want no bans. So this AB473 doesn't even address the bans, and it also isn't waiting upon the judgment of the state Supreme Court. So if the state Supreme Court says it's okay to ban, then all of us should be working to undo that. So it's premature to hear this assembly bill. There are, these are the members of the State Assembly Public Safety Committee. Interestingly enough, the president is Tom Amiano. We only have one Republican, which is Melissa Melendez, and it's important for patients to call each one of these assembly members, even though most of us here in San Francisco, Tom Amiano is our representative. All these other representatives need to hear from patient advocates. We weren't part of the process that Tom unfolded. We're going to stormtroop, we're going to bum rush the show, and we're going to be a part of the process. And today, we have a room full of advocates that are going to be calling all these assembly members. And I hope you take a moment after seeing this YouTube and call all of these members with us. And even if you're a patient advocate in another neighboring state, stand up for all of our rights. It's time we all get up and stand up for our rights as patients. So I'm going to allow our videographer and host of our veterans group to get a closer look at these representatives. And we really hope that you join us today, tomorrow, and Monday, calling these public safety assembly members. Thank you.